coattails in D.C. was Marion Barry. And so that's not to say, and I said to the Post earlier, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a lifelong Washingtonian. I have a kid in school, and I vote. So I am going to be watching, and I do have a unique perspective. I've had this job 12 years. I was on the council for 8 years. And I firmly believe that the next mayor has to convince DC voters that they will protect home rule. I firmly believe that our trajectory with our schools has to be maintained, and mayoral control and council accountability has brought us a long way. And I know we have to grow our economy. We can't be a city that people will leave, and we have to continue to attract good paying jobs to attract the jobs we could lose. All right, I'm going to take a couple more here and then here.
Hi, Mayor Bowser. Bob Barnard with Fox 5. You've got a year to go, but is there anything, any case that will stay with you, that will nag with you, that you are not able to? Chuck Ramsey, when he left the police force, said there was a murder case of a child that he wasn't able to solve. Anything as you leave that you're going to wish had been resolved under your watch?
Well, I have 13 months to resolve it, so I won't say. I'll keep. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of things, but in 12 years, in thousands upon thousands of decisions, I kind of wouldn't reduce our service to the one that got away. I'd rather focus on all the ones that landed just right. Yes.
Mayor, Rebecca with 7 News. Are you doing any succession planning during your last year to help whoever steps in next?
We will have a strong transition. I pride myself in like being the best, so we want to have the best transition. That's what we want to do. And, some of that, I don't know how exactly it will roll out, but I expect to deliver great plans, qualified staff that could stay or go, depending on who the mayor is. But this is, you didn't ask me this specifically, but I will say, and sometimes when people ask me what's my advice for the next mayor, not just here, but any mayor, and this is one thing I learned in my transition. I had, at the time, Democratic nominees usually went on to become the mayor, and that's been the case. I had a competitive general election back in 2014, if some of you don't remember. David Catania ran against me. And I couldn't go from the primary to planning the government. I had to go from the primary to making sure I beat David Catania, who was a formidable opponent. And so by the time the general election came in November, I think I had 54 days after I won to set up the government. And it became really clear to me that everybody didn't have to go. And I knew the directors because I was on the council for 8 years. I had a sense of who who I didn't think was in kind of my mold of doing the work. And I just decided, and I had this conversation with Mayor Gray, that I would do everything possible to be fair to the outgoing cabinet members. If I knew like I was going in a different direction, I'd be upfront and direct. But some people I wanted to look at a little bit longer. And I think they wanted to look at me a little bit longer. So some people stayed on a little bit longer before they went on to their next things. But I also had the time, and I believe this very firmly, I only hire people when I have the right person. I don't try to speed it up. I don't try to let you all pressure me into naming somebody. When I'm not ready to name somebody, I hire somebody when I have the right person. So that would be my biggest advice. We have very talented people who love government, know the city, and deliver for this city. And my message to them was just do your job. Don't do politics. Don't, that's my job. You do your job. And if you want to stay on, I think you'll have a shot. And if you want to move on, you're going to have great opportunities.
A question of whether Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton will run for re-election. Either way, is that a seat you're interested in?
It is not. Let me be clear. I will not be running for that seat.
And why is that?
I don't want to.
Do you want to elaborate on why? Or
I don't want to be in the Congress. Okay. Did you get a question? Okay, your question.
Beatrice Peterson, ABC News.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Thank you. You are the longest serving black mayor in a major city, and you decided to say that you wanted to pass the baton. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision? Was it a singular moment? Was it cumulative? And Thanksgiving is tomorrow. What are you thankful for?
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that people thought I was going to run for a fourth term. When I ran, I think it was Tom Sherwood. When I ran for a third term, you know what everybody said then? Tom, what did you say? Yes. Third terms are hard. So everybody said third terms are hard. And my answer was always, well, first terms are hard, second terms are hard, all terms are hard. But it is, in some ways, a fourth term is kind of gratuitous to me. That we set out a big agenda, we delivered on it, and the ability to keep winning, it gets harder and harder. That doesn't mean that I didn't weigh it seriously, because I love my job. I love this city. I know I can do the job. But I also know voters start taking a hard look and saying, we like you, we love you, but who's next? So I do politics. I'm a politician, so I always worry about that. And I'm proud of what we've done, and it's time. I'm thankful for my health and for my family and for a great, great team of people that have supported me all along this journey, inside the government and outside the government. I saw some folks out there from Riggs Park. I told you about my unopposed elections, but it was the people of Riggs Park who trusted me and believed in me first. When they allowed me to be ANC commissioner, and then the people of Ward 4, and then the people across all 8 wards. I'm grateful. Martin, I think you're going, and Jenny, then we're going to wrap up.
Thanks, Mayor. Martin Ostermuel from the 51st. So you mentioned that you've been in D.C. politics for 20 years at every level that the D.C. government has to offer, short of the State Board of Education, I suppose. Is there anything in those 20 years, for better or for worse, that has changed in D.C. politics? Like the good things, the bad things, anything notable to you that has changed about how D.C. politics works, how it's run, how people kind of participate or partake in it?
Everything has changed.
The details, please.
A lot has changed. Let me put it that way. I think kind of the campaign nitty-gritty has changed from, I don't know, there have probably been 10 different fundraising changes in the time that I've been campaigning, at least. There's public elections, public financed elections, which I think you're seeing a lot of people get in races. I think, there should be some analysis about that. It's good when everybody runs. It's not good when people take public money and drop out or don't get enough petitions or collude with each other. So I think some of that we need to take a look at. I think that the party structure is a little bit different than it was when I started running. And I think if ranked choice voting emerges, it'll be a huge difference in how voices, I think, are counted in the city. I think some voices will be diluted.
Thank you, Mayor. Jenny Gathert from the Washington Post. Just two quick questions. RFK is obviously a legacy achievement for you, but it won't be implemented by the time you're out of office. It'll still be sort of the nitty-gritty details of getting that actually done will be passed off to the next administration too. What would you feel good about in terms of like what you would leave the next administration? What's the goal there in terms of like what needs to get done, you think, in your mind before you leave office there? And then second, on I guess a lighter note, what's something that you don't have time to do right now or can't do right now is when you're mayor that you're looking forward to doing when you're not anymore?
I think that we will have a schedule in place that makes RFK unassailable. That's my plan. And I think we're on that path. I think the team has been working diligently. Even before there was a final vote, they felt strongly that they had to risk, put some of their investment at risk to even get started with the planning. And that has proven to be a good decision. So I think that, we obviously have the inside government nitty-gritty to work on with them. They're good partners, and we're at the table with them. And I like the structure that I've set up just to focus on those that day one delivery. So I feel pretty good about that. What do I don't really know what I'm missing, actually, because over the years my life is all mixed up, like around what I do. I know one thing that I see a lot of people doing that I don't do, like they go to these boozy brunches on Sunday for like 4 hours. I don't think I've ever done that. I want to do that. I want to go to a boozy brunch. Thank you, everybody.
Madame Bouzet, qui c'est magistrat Washington DC, lui annoncé que il pas courir pour poste ça encore dans la prochaine élection qui pourra gagner en dedans pays les États-Unis d'Amérique. Démocrate pendant 12 ans avait dirigé Villa, Manzef fait comprendre que il passé 20 ans dans la vie politique là, il passé 8 ans comme délégué, 12 ans comme magistrat, then il pas quoi rien il regrette encore, il pas songé qui ça que lui manquait, il pas gain en tête il tout non plus c'est une caisse il pas arrivé travail sur lui avec succès, si ça t'arrivé, il était 13 mois encore en face pour le travail, il pas voulu chita sur ça qui pas fait succès mais il plus considérer ça que le réussi qui baille satisfaction à un pile monde dans la population Washington. Il fait comprendre également il pas monde qui décide sous pression, il pas décider à la va-vite comme si la pressé prend une décision, il choisit monde que li estime qui bon qui pour en place que li besoin combler en dedans administration la paix diriger. C'est conseil ça tout li quitter pour monde qui va remplacer Lio. Attention, pas faire chasse aux sorcières, pas courir, retirer tout monde qui dans l'administration que je nomme, garder pour qui monde qui au avancer ensemble avec eux et puis prendre décision pour nommer monde ou estimer qui bon dans poste que au besoin là. N'a pour retourner tout à l'heure comme ça pour nous compléter édition de nouvelles ça pour sur Puissance FM Radio.